that game right there, you're getting a citation. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, um, so welcome to the summary of that bullcrap game. Well, the ending bullcrap. So my final thoughts at the end of that episode. I don't know if you guys didn't care to watch them, but basically, the last like three parts or like segments that happened in the finale were just disgusting. I'll get into it a little bit during this, but basically, the Phantom of Venice is a dead center basic Nancy Drew game, but some things weren't done well. Of course, I'd say that this is showing off more parts of the more slightly more advanced animations and stuff, versus like the now it's kind of more fluent. You get more like cutscenes and stuff. Um, but I think it's still, aside from like the atmosphere and like the location is pretty nice. It's just the mystery itself is like very basic for a mystery solver thing. I was just imagining Scooby and the gang popping up in the middle of this mystery to find the Phantom. Um, but we got weird, like reflective suits and bull crap. Like the way they had a third party detective run around Venice for for them and do a lot of dangerous stuff is ridiculous. I don't think no police, like, I mean, most things Nancy, like there's the Nancy Drew movie. Um in that movie she goes out of her way to get into dangerous situations, which Nancy is basically the Daphne of her universe. Danger prone in every aspect of its name. Um, but I'd say, like, in terms of, like, the police department, they'd probably be like, yeah, this might kill someone that's not underneath our, like, our, uh, of our order. So it's like, you can't keep putting her on the line. And not to mention the way they went about things at the end. I'm like, there's no way. I mean, like, maybe this happened if this was like, I know it's probably like years ago is what this one's supposed to be based on, but jeez, man, the loops for me being a part of a police investigation is ridiculous. Anyways, let's get into this because I am needing to go to bed. I should have been in bed hours ago. But Nancy Drew is invited yet again, but this time in the purpose of actually getting a mystery in. So to solve the case of Venice by Prudence Rutherford, we first met her in the Secret of the Scarlet Hand. I think that was game mystery 5 or 6. Um, Basically, she's like, I know Nancy, like, she's also was a part of Danger by Design. So she knows Nancy is a good mystery solver, so she wants to put her on the case. Um, Basically, a masked man known as the Phantom has stolen many pieces of value, including um, people that are close to Prudence. So Prudence is wanting it to be returned very much. Nancy is working undercover um, with the Italian police. Her only contact being Sophia Liporens, I think is how it is. um, through a pager. Prudence sets her up in a associate's car, um, and we meet the owner, um, Margarita or Marhita. Um, I messed up on this. Fauberg, I think is the last name. She's a cheap person, so like she'll take anything that's uh, she's a penny pitcher. That's the other word for it. Even though she's decently wealthy, um, she's very much into trying to get into that high society ring, but like everyone who's actually a part of it or in talks to be a part of it knows she's a tryhard. Um, anyway, we also meet our roomie, Helen Berg. Um, Helena Berg. Really? Huh. Um, she's a German reporter who has come to Venice to get a scoop on the Phantom. She's also Nancy also meets Colin um, Baxter, um, who the owner has hired to cheaply repair a mosaic. Colin has a strong romantic interest in Nancy, showing signs of jealousy when we get the little backstory of her necklace. Um, Nick Nickerson is her boyfriend, and before she came to Venice, he gave her the necklace, and it kind of is a talking point throughout the game. Nancy's job is to spy on a suspected criminal, Antonio Fango, from the rooftop of the car. Um, Antonio gets a message by pigeon. She breaks into the office to plant a tracker in the pigeon, and she also discovers a mask theme for this criminal ring. Um, and that message, so there is like documented messages between Fongo and another person, and they have secret messaging through chess movements. Like there's a grid of like the alphabet, and if you use the move, you can find out what letter it is, and eventually come to a conclusion of what the message means. Um, During our investigation of another location that might be a part of the criminal ring, we find out that Colin is an ex-con. Um, Basically, he was trying to get money, and Margarita. I'm gonna call her that because I can't really say her name properly. She hires him because it's someone that's cheap that can't really like do anything except for work. Um, let's see here. Oh, and Nancy needs to confront a member of the criminal ring, Enrico Taza, by going as Samantha Quick, an American spy. However, to continue business with him, Nancy needs to steal the Sandal Malik sapphire, by breaking and entering to Fango's uh, office again. She contacts Gina, a hacker for the criminal ring. One of the first residents. It is discovered that it's possible that the leader of this criminal ring is one of the residents of the Ka. Um, and with Sophia's help, we place trackers on all of them. We contact Gina to get the sapphire, and by going to a dance audition, for a reflective suit at Club Miko. Um, my Siko, my he. Okay, I'm not gonna say that. But anyways, apparently this guy was a part of, um, like purposely using the material for reflective suits, but now it's using for costumes at a like club. Um, and the sapphire is given to after the whole bullcrap laser thing. Um, the sapphire is given to Enrico. He gets a call from Nico Petit, the Phantom himself, and basically there was a scene prior to this where Nancy's necklace is stolen by the Phantom, and he accidentally leaves a Chinese puzzle box which has a list within it of uh, what um, in what order is he stealing the items. And with this, it gives Sophia and Nancy the chance to set up a stakeout with the police. And they are definitely never going to move on a stakeout when they're trying to arrest somebody that's on the move. Definitely not make it so confusing to catch someone red-handed like that. Then Nancy finds her way into some tunnels that you have to like turn valves to get to a certain position. And we discover a crate that has masks that are holding these pieces that have been stolen. And the name on the crate matches a name on a letter that we find with near Hilda or Helena. I don't know. I said Hilda here. I'm guessing it's Helena. Um, After an understandable flooding death puzzle, that one was bullcrap. You can't say, "Oh, it's in the red. Oh, it's a time limit. Oh, you did it wrong." Nancy does go in after surviving that, goes into a chase scene for Hilda. I'm gonna say, I'm just trying to run through this, like I said, trying to run her down and completely forgetting what a tracker does, and instead of figuring out where she is at all times, it's just telling you in what method is she traveling. Um, Eventually, you do get to corner her, and she gets arrested. And the whole thing was that Hilda was told to steal something for the person who's on the letter in the crate. She goes and like has attached like associates in the police department, get some ideas of who can be a good crime ring people, and she gets Fango, who's like the communicator. Basically, he sends the information around. Gina is the hacker, kind of making the plans. Nico is, of course, the thief, the person who does the action. Apparently, him dressing as a phantom is actually like just him being egotistical, and Hilda told him not to do so. And then there's Enrico, the person we come across who really wants to play Scopa all the time. He's like the delivery slash like packaging person. So basically, it's kind of like stupid that it was just like, hey, I'm gonna need you to steal the Mona Lisa for me. All right, crew, I'm gonna find you randomly and pick you out like a handful, thinking you're good, decent thieves, and totally won't show off like your face around in a costume. Um, and like she does good, but I think like the Phantom is one of the biggest ones. If it was just stolen without any idea, it'd be a lot harder. Um, but I'm going to say that this one, aside for the lasers, the stakeout, the following of Hild at the end there, kind of like the boss battle, and then see the drains, the stakeout, and her. Okay. So yeah, basically, aside from the laser, those three last segments were just terrible. Um, but anyways, that's it for this one. I'm hoping um, that I can start the next one as of early as um, February. So like I said, I'm doing a break for this month. Basically, Bolt will be doing Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, Sundays. Um, Over here on SP will be Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Um, Wait, no. Yeah, Monday, Wednesdays, Friday. Okay, I got it right. Okay. And then Bolt Live will be going live on Saturday and Sunday. And then we'll go back to the 7 days a week on Bolt. We'll try to have five full days over here on SP on top of having our Nancy Drew return. We're taking a break. I know next week we're doing the Painter. That one's already ready for you guys. I'm just not fully worried about getting videos out for all this stuff. And then what's the last one? Oh, and then of course, so 7 days a week for Bolt, 5 days for the weekday for SP, and then Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays for Bolt Live, with some extras every now and again when the boys want to do some multiplayer when they don't normally get a chance to. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully this one was a lot quicker and a lot more in depth because I actually went and did a note for it on my phone. That way you can actually like have an actual follow up on it rather than me just like, here's what I remember, blah 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 blah. I'm thinking about returning to this, but if these videos don't do well, I'm just gonna leave them the way they are. But anyways, I'll see you guys next one. Remember your citation.